Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq greets the Duke Henry of the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg on his country's National Day. The Sultanate of Oman welcomes the decision of the Republic of Armenia to recognize the State of Palestine. And Israeli shelling continues amid UN warnings of imminent famine in Gaza Strip. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq sent a cable of greetings to His Highness Duke Henry of the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg on his country's National Day. The Foreign Ministry issued a statement as follows. The Sultanate of Oman welcomed the decision of the Republic of Armenia to recognize the State of Palestine, expressing its positive appreciation for this decision. The Sultanate of Oman urged countries of the international community to follow its step in order to preserve the rights of the Palestinian people to establish their independent state and to enhance all efforts in support of the two-state solution and to achieve lasting and sustainable peace in the region. The Organization of Islamic Cooperation welcomed Armenia's decision to recognize the State of Palestine, stressing that this important step is consistent with international law and relevant United Nations resolutions. The organization stressed that this decision will contribute to international efforts and positions aimed at ending the Israeli occupation and empowering the Palestinian people with their legitimate rights. The organization renewed its call to all countries of the world, which have not yet recognized the State of Palestine, to recognize it and support its right to full membership in the United Nations within the framework of international efforts aimed at achieving peace and stability in the region. Israeli forces fought in Rafah and pounded positions east of Khan Yunis in southern Gaza. Smoke was seen rising across the border in Gaza, while the sound of artillery echoed over farmland on the Israeli side of the border. More than 8 months into the war in Gaza, the Israeli offensive has left Gaza in ruins, killed at least 37,551 people, according to Palestinian health authorities, and left nearly the entire population homeless and destitute. The United Nations has warned of the risk of famine in the Gaza Strip with the continued Israeli aggression that has caused the displacement of more than 1 million Palestinians and the destruction of hospitals, schools, and infrastructure. Meanwhile, the Youth Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, stressed that the necessity of a ceasefire and allowing humanitarian aid to enter the Gaza Strip urgently, noting that Israel had prevented UN employees from carrying out relief operations in Gaza. Cuban Foreign Minister Bruno Rodriguez announced that his country will join South Africa in its lawsuit against Israel before the International Court of Justice. The Cuban Foreign Ministry indicated in a statement that Cuba will use its right to present as a third country its interpretation of the rules of the agreement, which Israel has blatantly and illegally violated through its actions in the occupied Palestinian territories in the Gaza Strip. The statement added that the Havana initiative comes in line with its firm and sustainable commitment to support and contribute as much as possible to legitimate international efforts aimed at putting the end to the genocide committed against the Palestinian people. Russia said yesterday that it had launched massive strikes against Ukrainian forces over the past week, while Ukraine claimed to have repelled many Russian attacks. The Russian Ministry of Defense reported that from June 15th to the 21st, the Russian army conducted 14 group strikes by precision-guided weapons and combat drones to hit Ukrainian military targets. Meanwhile, the General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces said that the Ukrainian troops were engaged in 99 battles along the front line in the past 24 hours. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres said yesterday that Russia must abide by UN sanctions on North Korea after the two countries signed a deal that included a mutual defense pledge. He also added that Security Council's approved sanctions must be respected regarding any relationship that any country has with North, including the Russian Federation. China's state broadcaster CCTV aired today footage of ongoing rescue operations in the flood-hit southern region of China. The footage shot in Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region also showed residents cleaning up debris from flooded streets. Days of torrential rains, flash floods, and landslides across southern China prompted authorities to escalate emergency measures as swollen rivers threatened to disrupt millions of lives. The annual flooding season started earlier this year, usual this year in China's south, with intense storms sweeping away bridges, destroying low-rise homes, devastating agricultural output, and inundating numerous cities. Musandam Governorate is witnessing rapid development and expansion through several infrastructure projects and tourism projects that will contribute to the influx of tourism from various countries of the world to the Governorate and attract more local and foreign investment. The projects cover multiple areas and aspects in the Governorate, as several projects are nearing completion, including the project to develop the fishing port in the wilaya of Deba, the Deba Lima Khasab Road project, the new Khasab Airport project, and the development of the waterfront in the coastal wilayas and the Niyaba of Lima. Samail Industrial City, affiliated with the Public Establishment for Industrial Estate, Medayan, signed an investment contract with Global Health Ambassador to localize a project in manufacturing pharmaceuticals for human use. The project will be built on a plot of land in the area designated for medical investment in the industrial city, with a total area of 10,000 square meters and an investment value exceeding 13 million Omani riyals. The Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Water Resources also launched a number of investment opportunities in fish farming projects in a number of wilayas in the Governorate of Al Wusta. The investment value of the project that have been implemented and are being implemented has reached more than 162 million Omani riyals. There are also fish farming projects worth more than 770 million Omani riyals, and it is hoped that their implementation will begin during the coming period. Production reached approximately 250,000 tons, representing 36% of the total production and a value exceeding 100 million Omani riyals. Al Wusta Governorate ranks first among the governorates of the Sultanate of Oman in fish production according to 2022 statistics. Statistics on Muscat Stock Exchange website indicated that the total number of nationalities investing in the stock exchange is 135 nationalities, while the percentage of foreign investment is 19%. This growth comes in conjunction with the improvement in the performance of the national economy and the increase in confidence of local and foreign institutions in government measures aimed at reducing public debt, increasing government spending on basic services, and launching a number of infrastructure projects that support local and foreign private sector investments. The vibrant celebrations of Eid were witnessed throughout the Sultanate of Oman, uniting communities and showcasing rich cultural traditions such as Rasha, Azi, and Rasfa. These festivities prominently highlighted Omani hospitality, the spirit of togetherness, and underscored the significance of heritage and communal harmony. Here is a report.
Celebrations of Happy Eid Al Adha witnessed across the Sultanate of Oman. From bustling cities to serene villages, people from all walks of life came together to participate in traditional art movements like Razha, Azi and Razfa, along with many other activities. In the village of Al-Falj Banu Rabi'a, located in the wilaya of Al-Khabura, these artistic traditions are prominently showcased, adding a rich cultural tapestry to the festivities. During this festive time, visiting relatives and friends is a notable practice across the Sultanate. Guests receive exceptional hospitality and enjoy traditional foods, fostering a sense of togetherness and collective enjoyment for all.
We celebrate Eid Al Adha by holding many events and national songs. The most important is the one that shows love for the country and the Sultan. We are indeed proud for our customs and traditions.
Leading figures and elders in the village often do take the opportunity to highlight their village's history and cultural heritage to visitors and children, ensuring these rich traditions are passed down through generations. The spirit of brotherhood, unity, and good companionship brings everyone together, shining even brighter during the joyous days of Eid Al Adha.
We are very happy celebrating Eid in our hometown. Eid Mubarak, Eid Mubarak, Eid Mubarak.
Generosity is inherent in Omani culture, reflecting timeless values of kindness and communal harmony. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, I'm Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubi'i, Falj Banu Rabi'a, Wilayat of Al-Khabura, North Batina Governorate.
This is the Sultanate of Oman Television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq greets the Duke Henry of the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg on his country's National Day. The Sultanate of Oman welcomes the decision of the Republic of Armenia to recognize the State of Palestine. And Israeli shelling continues amid UN warnings of imminent famine in Gaza Strip. With that, we come to the end of tonight's bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's a good night, and we hope you've enjoyed your Eid holiday.